Welcome to North of the Broad. I'm your host, Karen Wyman, coming to you from Vaden of Beaufort. We have a great show lined up for you this afternoon, so stay tuned for more North of the Broad. Welcome to North of the Broad. I'm your host, Karen Wyman, coming to you from Vaden of Beaufort. I'm joined this afternoon by Rob Wells from the Beaufort Regional Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Rob.
Hey, how are you doing, Karen?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
I'm glad that you're here. We're going to talk about the summer season in Beaufort.
Yeah.
And what tourism really means here in Beaufort, and particularly northern Beaufort County.
Yeah, well, tourism's a big driver of the economy here.
Absolutely.
In northern Beaufort County, and it leads to so much, whether it be graduate families that going on Paris Island or folks looking for that weekend getaway. But summer brings a different infusion of visitors, just a different visitor altogether, because primarily the visitor is staying on Fripp or Harbor or at a hunting island. They're making their way back to Beaufort for a couple of dinners at night or activity during the day. If it rains, they're going to a movie or checking out the grocery store. Yeah, they're hitting it up for provisions or whatnot. But it's a great time of year, and of course, it peaks right there in the middle with that, with Water Festival in town. So the summer is a somewhat fun time and energetic time in the city. We have a lot of friends and family type vacations coming to the area, and you start to see a lot of grandparents and grandma, grandpa bringing their grandkids to the beach, enjoying the coast, enjoying one of the top 52 places to see in America.
Absolutely, we've heard a lot about that. We've been in the press for a number of reasons over the past year. Getting some big highlights. If you open the latest issue of Coastal Living magazine, you see Anchorage 1770 right in the center spread. So that's nice, and also being listed, on the Wall Street Journal top, places to go this year.
Yeah, and all that matters.
Absolutely.
We have a great gym here, and our destination is unique in the sense that when people expect something from the Low Country, they want an authentic version, and it's being lost in some of our commercialized areas. But Beaufort has been able to retain their authenticity, and I think it shows very well. At least it picks up in the press very well, and you have people continuing to take notice, whether it is Coastal Living taking in one of our new inns, or the Wall Street Journal talking about how easy it is to live here, or Condé Nast and Vogue, and you name them, some of the cool write-ups that we've done. Yeah, great publications out there.
And you bring up a really valid point, and it is a balance, like anything in life, between having that historical preservation. We just talked with one of our former guests on the last show about bringing the old to new and to light, and shining light on that and the history here, but then offering people some of those creature comforts that they like. It is a place that people are drawn to because of its authenticity and the history. That's what brought me and my family here, and you certainly don't want to lose that. But it would be nice to have a few other creature comforts.
Sure, and it's just a different experience. When people ask, okay, so what do I do with kids, or what activities, and it's just a perspective. In Beaufort, you're not going to have a Ferris wheel sitting on the waterfront. That's just not going to work. But what you are going to have is you're going to have a great venture down Spanish Moss Trail, or you're going to be able to dive into history at the Santa Elena Museum or History Center, or you're going to be able to go make your own kazoo, which may or may not, for parents with kids with kazoos, may be entertaining for a short time, but still. Those are the experiences that you're going to have. Listen, when you were growing up, and in case with my case and my wife and I, she's from the mountains of North Carolina. When she learned about sea life or ocean, and they were studying that in school, they saw pictures in the book and had to go to the aquarium somewhere. My kids go to the dock.
Right.
They go down to the waterfront. They see it in action every day. They go to the Port Royal Sound Foundation and the Maritime Center. They can see it, live it, and experience it, and that is what people want to capture. That is the experience that you have in a place like Beaufort, all while retaining its small town charge. I mean, listen, you got to remember, this is the same city that is charging for new jobs and economic development, while at the same time shutting down Main Street to have your trick-or-treat at Halloween. That is, the authenticity of the American, little small town America.
It is, and I think we're doing a really good job, and it brings people back. But people come here for different times of the year for different reasons.
They do.
Talk about that.
So in the spring and fall, you got a lot of weekend getaways. You got people who are taking, 3 or 4 days, coming down from Charlotte, Greenville, Atlanta, empty nesters primarily, and they're experiencing, the slowness of the Low Country, and they love that R&R opportunity to kind of escape the calamity of where they're at. But it shifts in the summer. In the summer, it is multi-generational. It is grandma, grandpa, it is mom and dad, and it is the kids. And they are experiencing the beach, and they are experiencing the time on the water. It's summer, the temperature's up, and they are getting to the water and exploring it in many ways. And it's a great time of year. Kids are out of school, and for people like Fripp Island and Harbor Island and Hunting Island, for the most part, you're starting to see the activity ramp up. This is their revenue stream. This is where they make their money.
Yep.
And the more time and more people we have in the area there,
get your
the
beach
better they
pass,
are.
baby.
That's exactly right. Get your beach pass and move on.
So let's talk about Hunting Island and the Nourishment. I know that's one of the things we want to bring up. It's something that has been ongoing, and there had been a petition as of recent to save some of the structures out there. So give the public some information about that and where that stands now and what the expectation is.
So here's what happened. You know, the governor had put in $40 million for renourishment along South Carolina's coast. The Senate, or the House of Representatives in our delegation here, you know, passed that through the budget. The state Senate decided to cut that in half, and then through some negotiation in our petition and the hard work of the Friends of Hunting Island and the Regional Chamber of Commerce and their members, we saw renourishment receive, you know, $30 million for funding across the state. What that means for Hunting Island is that the beach will receive its sand, and that is so important and vital, not only to that state park. It's not a municipality. One of the beautiful things about Hunting Island is that it is undeveloped. I think that's what makes it unique. It's what makes people cherish that state park, and it's open for all. It is a public access point for northern Beaufort County, but for a lot of people. And now that beach is going to be saved, and we are appreciative of the opportunity. We thank everybody who participated in that petition, and we should start seeing work on it. They'll start doing some of the preliminary studies in the fall, and we should start seeing sand in 2017.
Wonderful. But it is, without a doubt, I have friends who have come to visit from all places, and we bring them out there, and they're just amazed by how untouched and pristine it is.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite places to go to. So before we wrap up this afternoon, I know that you spend a lot of time in town, moving around. Tell us your favorite way to see Beaufort.
Right now, with the temperature up, I'm hopping on a boat. Whether it's Captain Dick's River Tour, or if I'm going to hop on a paddleboard, I'm going to see it by the water. You want to be on and around the water. So, you know, call up somebody to higher ground, get Tim on there, get some paddleboards down there, bring your own, hop in a kayak.
Right.
You know, there's plenty of tour companies out there. Go see it, get in coast, get on the water and see it from
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, one of my favorite memories has been listening to the concert in the waterfront park Saturday night of Water Festival from my friend's boat. It's great.
Awesome.
It's a great opportunity.
It's a pretty cool experience.
And as they say, the best boat is your friend's boat, right?
I hear you. I hear you.
So thank you so much for giving us an update. We appreciate it. We know that we'll have you back on again as we move through the summer and into the fall and to see what's going on with Beaufort and the Regional Chamber.
Anytime. Look forward to it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Rob. We'll be right back with our next guest on North of the Broad.